Once we have finished with the calculation, the program shows the results like at the image over here. It is then possible to convert the values into a graphical form, for example, into isolines curves. For example, isolux or isoluminescence in function of the calculation that was displayed. So if we select View Isolines, in this case we are going to visualize Isolux curves, like in this case. The Isolux curves are defined in function of the configuration that the program gives automatically to the different curves. But it is then possible to change them through the modify function. The modify function, once selected, introduces to the Isolux to the isocurves editor. In this case, you can see that we have the minimum value and the maximum value from the table of the results. And the program starts to visualize from the value 50 lux in this case. The end value is 600 lux, and the step value is 50 luxes. If we want to change the step, it is then possible to select the step value and change the value in function of the needs. So now we have a reduced number of Isolux curves that will be displayed. But it is also possible if you want to change the starting value, and so the program will automatically reconfigure all the values. So let's go back to 50. It is then possible to add curves. It means that the program will be back to the original, to the default configuration that we had at the beginning. It is possible to delete the curves. So we go back to the new configuration, or to reset, which means that we are going back to the same default configuration at the beginning. It is then possible, if you want to add some peculiar Isolux curves, so we can add the 200 curve, and if we want, we can also add the 300. So now we have 200 and 300. As you can see, the color given by the program, automatically given by the program, is the black one that we have over here. So this one is the default color. But it is then possible, if you want, to select a color and drag and drop the color to the position, to the Isolux curve that we just added. It is also possible to do that from the palette that we have down here. So now we have these colors and these Isolux curves. And this is what we call the auto palette. But as you can see, there is also another tool here at the center. It is called the gradient. And through here, you can manipulate colors in the way you want. So, for example, if you want to change this one, it is then possible to drag and drop the color, and the gradient will be changed in function of the new color. So let's go back. And this is also possible from here, from the palette, the default palette, but it is also possible from here, exactly in the same way. Okay. Over here at the top, it is possible to change the way we visualize the palette. So we have the increasing blend, we have the linear blend, and we have the decreasing blend, which is, in this case, as you can see, it is much nicer. It doesn't have steps like we have here. Then we can recenter the points. So, for example, if we move the cursor over here, we can recenter it. But it is also possible to split. It means that we may add other cursors over here, and we can also make them uniform. So give them the exact same step in between one to the other. Once we have defined a new gradient, it is then possible to save it. So it means that whenever we change it, so for example, if we want to add over here this color, but then we don't like it, we want to go back, once we have saved our own configuration, it is then possible to reload and to go back to the default one. But it is also possible to reset to the factory configuration given by us at the beginning once we configure the program. And this is the original one. So going back to reload, we load this one. At this step, if we want to visualize over here the gradient, it is simply possible to do that selecting auto gradient, and automatically the palette will be reconfigured in function of the gradient. And again, if we want to have that the 200 lux be orange, we can simply select the color and drag and drop it over here. Once we have finished, we just have to confirm, and the new curves will be visualized.